welcome back to Nat Chat. I'm Mirella Rich. If you've just joined us, we're here with Peter Turin, who is the founder and director of Black Belt in Excellence and has got his own black belt as well. And he's also an author, public speaker and facilitator, and he used to be a coach as well. Welcome to the program.
Thanks
Welcome
again.
back again.
Thank you, Mirella.
Before the break, we were just quickly talking about walking and taking the steps. What happens if it's really windy and you take one step and your leg flies, you know?
So you're asking what happens if I have wind or there is wind?
There is wind.
Well, that's really what we were saying.
On the beach.
Oh, wind on the beach. well, that's... I've never been asked that question before. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I think what we were talking about before was that you can't just perform when everything's perfectly aligned.
Yeah.
There are times when you've got to challenge yourself. And I know that for me, in my pursuit of my black belt, my martial arts black belt, that sometimes you'd go to training sessions and you just didn't feel like it, but in the shower afterwards, I felt amazing.
Yeah.
You know, when you're out there walking, and you've shared this with me previously, those days when it's hailing and it's windy and the ocean's coming in, because I know you like to walk down on the beach.
Yeah.
How many other people are down there on the beach walking?
Yeah, no one.
No one.
They've run for cover.
They've run for cover. So really what you're saying to me is that sometimes you have to be prepared to do the things that other people are not prepared to do.
Yeah.
And that's true in business as well. We have to look to do the things that differentiate us from everybody else who says that they're playing in our game. You know, we have to commit where they're only interested.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Very important.
The only other thing is, what about danger? Like you actually might fall and break something.
Look, I think common sense has to prevail as well, and sometimes it may mean that you have to be a little bit flexible, and the days that you've always walked, if it's just not on, it doesn't stop you from doing your stretching, your sit-ups, your push-ups, inside a hotel room,
Or
your own room
treadmill.
at home,
Yeah.
on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So we have to ask ourselves, exactly the same as we've been encouraging our listeners to do,
Yeah.
how can I take the learnings from this and apply this to my own situation?
Yeah.
I've got to look at that and say, well, yeah, I want to exercise, it's important to me, it's part of the goals that I've set for myself. That's not possible. What is?
Yeah.
What can I do? Part of Black Belt in Excellence is focused on what I can do. Don't worry about what you can't do.
Yeah.
Let's start with what you can do. I can't walk, but I can do my sit-ups and my push-ups.
Yeah.
I can do the treadmill. I can go for a swim.
Yeah.
I can go outside on a tree and do some chin-ups,
Yeah.
whatever it takes.
Yep.
How serious are you?
And just quickly, you've got this book here. What's the money being raised for that? It's a charity.
Wow. Well,
involved.
thank you so much for the opportunity just to talk about that. My business, Black Belt in Excellence, is attached to a kiddies charity. I wrote a book called Be the Best You Can Be, and I was always going to align it to a kids charity. And the difficulty is that there are so many wonderful charities and wonderful people doing extraordinary things. This particular charity is called ACCIO, the Australian Council for Children and Youth Organisation. It's about creating a safer Australia for our kids. And being a parent and being chairman of the match committee of one of the largest junior Australian rules football clubs in the country, I've appointed a lot of coaches. We have kids that go to schools. How do we know that people looking after our kids are appropriate people? Do they have a code of conduct? Do they have a child protection statement? And we need to have a vested interest. Oprah, who has a school in South Africa, I understand that not too long ago a lady was found inappropriately handling a child. Not on. We have to do everything in our powers to protect and to create a safer Australia for our kids. So I'm very, very passionate about it.
That's beautiful.
Thank you for bringing that up. I really appreciate it.
I think it's a beautiful charity to be part of.
Thank you, Mirella.
Very important.
Yeah, indeed.
Because children are so innocent and precious. They're
I'm
the
with
best
you.
in the world.
I'm with you. And I think that the really exciting thing is that most of my speaking around this country and overseas is to big corporates, but nothing excites me more than having an opportunity to get in front of kids. I think they get so inspired by this. And please understand that Black Belt in Excellence is not about martial arts.
Yeah.
The Black Belt, it signifies being the best that you can be at whatever it is that you do. So your black belt might be, I want to learn another language. It might be, as we said before, about being fitter and healthier or better relationships.
Yeah.
So to develop some clarity as to what you want your black belt to be in.
And did you want to leave the guests with, the audience with some sort of, anything you want to leave them with right now? And also if you wanted to talk a little bit about habits and making them part of you.
Thank you for that. The key now is to do something. So often we leave some of the really good stuff, the warm and fuzzy stuff, inside the four walls. I love the acronym CARE. Mirella's asked me so many questions today and we've got so many things to explore, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to talk again. But the acronym CARE for me, as a retailer, used to be customers are really everything. But today it's my colleagues are really everything, children are really everything, But choices are really everything. What choices will you make when you switch that set off? What choices will you make when you stand up and go out and do that something, that one action step that will take you closer to achieving your life goals? I wish you well in all that you do. My black belt in excellence happened to be in martial arts. Yours can and will be in whatever your heart truly desires. All the very best.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks, Peter. And just before we finish, we've got just like about 30 seconds, but what about habits? How do we develop habits so that they become automatic and we're doing the things we want to do because it's just automatic now?
Wow, that's probably a whole other episode, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll get you on again for another one.
Fabulous. But
hopefully.
The things that we talk about, we learn something. Learning is only part of it. We then need to apply what we've learnt.
Yeah.
But it's that application over and over and over again.
Consistency at the same time and routine, is it?
Well done. Well, that word consistency, do it consistently, persist and persist until it becomes the new and better habit.
Yeah.
Now we're going to open that up and explore that at length down the track, but it's the doing. Learning is part of it. Apply, 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 apply all the good stuff, and ultimately that will become, as I just said, the new and better habit in your life.
Beautiful. Thanks so much for coming on the program, Peter.
Thank you for having me.
You've been watching Nat Chat. I'm Mirella Rich. Our guest was Peter Turin. I hope you enjoyed the program. See you again soon.